Today is an exciting day. I get to run my first 100-mile month, currently at 90 miles, and today I hope to run 10 miles to make that an even 100 month May. Let's do it. Good morning. I'm at 9.18 miles. Going for my 10-mile run for today. Why 10 miles? Today is long run Saturday. And on top of that, if I do 10 miles today, that means I do 100 miles in May, which is my new monthly record. Never ran 100 miles in a month. Even when I did the challenge in January, I did 48.8 miles 1 week. Then I just stopped, took a break, so I never really hit 100 miles that month. But May, I guess because all this working from home gives me more free time to run in the morning instead of sitting an hour in traffic to get to work. I can either sleep in for an extra hour, or I can wake up that hour earlier, my normal time, for a 1 hour run, which would be anywhere from 4, 5, 6 miles, depending on how I'm feeling and the elevation change of my course. But now, I've got 3/4 of a mile to go to hit that 10-mile marker. Check it with you later. Ten-mile long run complete. That means officially it's May and I hit 100 miles. Let's talk about this shortly. Alright, so I did my 100-mile challenge for May. It wasn't really a planned challenge, I just happened to do it. I want to say it kind of happened because of two things. One of them being working from home allows me to just run more often. For one, not sitting in traffic up to an hour and a half or even 2 hours a day to get to and from work saves me a lot of time. So instead of sitting in that traffic, it gives me more time to get up earlier in the morning, or after working from home in the afternoon, just go out for a run. That helped build up more mileage for this month, but also I think one of the big things and probably the biggest factor that allowed me to run 100 miles this month was this zone 2 low heart rate training. There was a question on one of the videos I posted about why am I doing low heart training and what kind of benefits am I seeing from it. The big reason why I'm doing low heart rate training is to build up that aerobic base that's important for long distance running, endurance running. When you're doing a long run, 10, 15, 20, 26.2 miles, you're not going to exert your full effort, but instead you're going to go at a slower, steady pace to complete that kind of distance. For some people, like elite runners, they might be able to complete that steady pace at a faster speed. But for me, I am not elite. I am a slower runner, and as a result, what I end up doing is I'm maintaining a slower pace, but it's an even pace. So for that 10, 15, 20 miles, I'm going to be consistently running at an even effort. And for me, keeping it at that zone 2 effort reduces the fatigue and allows me to maintain that endurance that I should be maintaining for that long run. So that's a big reason why I'm doing zone 2 training is that it's helping me build up my body for that kind of running. If I were a sprinter, of course, I wouldn't focus so much on zone 2 low heart rate training, but instead doing more sprint work, which would cause my heart rate to be at a higher effort, probably zone 4 or 5, which to me would be at 160, 170 beats per minute, versus my current zone 2, where I'm averaging around 140 to 150 beats per minute. So in addition to that, with that lower heart rate training, the zone 2 effort, what ends up happening is I'm not as fatigued after the run. So after each day doing a zone 2 3-mile run, or that lower rate heart effort for 5, 6, 7 miles, my legs aren't sore, my legs aren't tired. So the following day, I'm okay running another 5, 6, 7 miles, or even in this case, I can do a long run the next day, and it's not an issue. So with that lower heart rate training, it allows me to run more miles in a given week, because I'm not as fatigued as I would be doing if I were doing a higher effort training. But because I've been focusing on that zone 2 training, low heart rate training for the past few months, really ever since quarantine started, I'm able to run more in general. I'm not necessarily running faster. In fact, I'm running slower compared to my past efforts. However, by being able to run more miles, even though it's at a slower pace, I'm able to build up that endurance that is going to help me out for the Chicago Marathon that I'm training for. Hopefully that does happen, but currently planning for that. And this endurance training, this low heart rate training, is critical to my success in that race. Now, for the Chicago Marathon, I'm not going to be sticking to zone 2 training until the actual race day. I'm really doing zone 2 low heart rate training for really a few months. At my current plan, I'm hoping to really stick to zone 2, this low heart rate training, for until July-ish, and then after that, still incorporate low heart rate training, but then start mixing in some speed work, higher effort training, such as sprints and intervals, more frequently in that July, August, September, October timeframe, as I get closer to the race. And the main reason for including that speed work is to really just do that, build up my speed on top of the endurance I already have. So come race day, I'll be at my peak performance. When doing marathon training, it's really important to remember that you're not running for, you probably want to finish at a fast time, but the important factor there is your endurance. You don't want to run too fast and burn out your first 2 miles and run slow for the rest of the race. So it's important to keep that in your training plan of you are running a really far distance, whether it's a half marathon or a full marathon, even depending on where your fitness level is at. 5K and even 10K can even apply for that. But remembering the distance you're targeting and the pace you want to go for will be critical to the success of your run. And that's it.